All right, here we go. It's almost the top of the hour, and I'm in Rec Room today. Actually, I wonder how this goes down on my multi-stream with Restream because I don't know how to label the Periscope stream, and it says that, I'm broadcasting from Sansar, but anyways, oopsie daisy. That is certainly. So give me just another minute, folks. We are in Rec Room today, okay? Not in Sansa. Not in Sansa. Oops. I think I got a message. Hold on. Bear with me. I heard something buzzing in my inbox. In my Rec Room inbox. I think there's some sort of a messaging system. This is so advanced. So this is for the Drax Files Radio Hour, which will come on Monday. And the title is So What About Rec Room? And here we go. Okay. Now I'm ready to go. Now I'm ready to go live. You guys see this? Okay, so this is Rec Room. Bear with me because I have no idea how this works. This is a total noob event here. Now, this is me. And I'm supposed to this is me. Yes, this is in fact me, and I'm here to meet with Sean Whiting. And now I don't see the message anymore. Let's see here. Sean sent you a message. Want to join them? Yes. So let me just say welcome to this live stream. I'm Draxter. I look different in every world, and I'm meeting today with Sean Whiting, who is the head of community at Rec Room. And Rec Room is an interesting, very successful virtual world type thing. and I've never been in here. Sean joined the
Hello.
game. Hello, you've got a package. Sean, where are
Yeah, what's
you?
up? I'm upstairs. I'll be down in a second. I'm just
Oh,
gonna
look
finish
at
this
this.
walrus.
Oh, wow. How come you're in my room? That is
Oh no, this is my dorm room. I invited you to mine.
Oh, interesting. Hello,
Yeah, how's it
Sean.
going?
Good. So we're live on the internet, and
Oh, cool.
please do introduce yourself. Who are you?
Sure. Yeah, I'm Sean Whiting. I'm the in Gravity, and we make a social VR game called Rec Room, which is what you're seeing right now.
This is actually really fascinating, and I have never been in Rec Room, and so this you have to treat me like a friendly noob who may who
Sure.
may not completely. I
Your
mean,
your avatar looks really good.
well, I totally, look at me. This is how it works. You click on these drawers. Oh
Yeah,
wait, I can't.
dorm room. We can go to your dorm room if you want to show them that though.
Ah,
You can only change in your dorm room. Yeah.
so let's do that. How do I get back to my dorm room, and how do I invite you?
Yeah, so to invite me, you just go to Friends, the Friends tab. It should show me.
Oops, you're breaking up a little bit. I hope the internet will be merciful with us today. So I'm going to the
Oh, it's
People tab.
probably.
I go to
And then
Friends,
Friends
and there is you.
listed there.
You are
Yeah, so
listed.
if you just hit if you hit the plus button, like the little person and then a plus, that sends me an invite to whatever room you're in.
Okay.
So you can,
But I have to
back to
go to
your
my
dorm.
room first, of
Yeah, yeah.
course. Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
so hit the home button, and then in the bottom it should say a dorm. Should be like a red button that says dorm room. Just hit that and then in there.
And so, since this is going to also live on the radio as a podcast on Monday, I just wanted to, I'm going to be sort of narrating along a little bit. We've been to
Sure.
all different virtual worlds and social VR worlds, and the way you solve this interaction challenge is pretty cool. So you have a watch, you click on the watch with your floating hands, and then you have this panel in front of you with play, events, create, this room, people. And now I'm going to go into my room, which would be, I'm clicking on my
Oh,
name. Yes.
it should be. It's on the screen. So if you go to the upper left of your watch, there's that little home button. So make sure you're on the home screen, and
Okay.
then at the bottom of the home be like a rec center and a dorm room button.
There is a dorm
So
room, and everybody gets
yeah,
a
hit the dorm
dorm
room
room.
button.
I'm hitting the dorm room, and I'm now on a transitional screen, and I am in my dorm room, which looks exactly the same as Sean's dorm room. By the way, I hope that the music, we need to kind of turn the music down a little bit. Let me turn the music down a little bit first. The background music is wonderful, but we have to turn it down to have our conversation. Now I'm going to the People's tab, and I'm hitting the plus button, and I invited Sean to my dorm room, and then he will be in here. Aha, rec room requires focus. Please restore focus to the rec room window. Ah, I see. Because I was in the OBS window. And now, here we go. Now Sean should arrive shortly. But let me, new notification, check your watch. Now my watch was requested an invite from you. Do you want them to join? Yes. I invited Sean, but Sean is offline. As we're waiting for Sean, I want to tell you guys that here now I can actually show you. If I
Hey.
click, here we go. Yeah, you showed us offline, I guess, but now you're here. This might be
Oh,
happening.
really?
Yeah,
Oh, I have my settings to show me as offline so that I don't get 1,000 pings, but I can switch that so that
that is actually the most important thing. I remember when in Second Life they introduced the busy button. That was a godsend. As a celebrity, I can relate. Uh,
Yeah.
Thousands of fans, like, oh, can I have your autograph and can I have your baby? No, but seriously,
Yeah.
now, Sean, this is fascinating, and let me just show real quick how this dressing works. You come in here as a sort of a noob, and again, I'm not making I'm spoiled with avatars, and I'll get your sense of like why did you guys decide to have these sort of floating avatars? Uh,
hmm
there's people have different approaches to combat lag and stuff. Right now, I have a floating upper body, a head, and some arms, and the performance is absolutely wonderful. If I cannot use dresser with other players in your dorm.
Yeah, so that's
Interesting.
probably to prevent us both from like loading all the avatar items, which might start to lag. If you want to mess with
Interesting.
your avatar for a little bit, I can go to my dorm room and then you can just invite me back once you're ready.
That sounds great. Let's do that. I'll bring you back
Okay,
in 1 minute, because I do want
cool.
to start with this. We've been to Sansa High Fidelity
Yeah.
VR chat, and the performance here is amazingly good. There is no question about that, and people need to make up their own minds what's important
Yeah.
in
And then
VR.
once you get done dressing yourself, you can step up to the mirror here and then you'll see these like options that you can point at to change your like hair and your I don't even know what this one does. This one's your skin color. Um,
This is
then you
my
can change like
mouth.
your face.
Right. These are
Yeah, I
there's
think
some
that's your
eye
like eyes
options.
and face.
Sean, real quick before you
Is
disappear and give me some
yeah.
privacy to address, I was going to ask. I am distinctly more female looking than you. Are the avatars meant to be sort of gender neutral and then
Yeah.
resume
Yeah, their
gender with hair?
gender. Yeah, so it's all based on what features you pick, like with the hair, with the
Ah,
glasses, or whether you want to put on a dress or like a blazer. So the some of the avatar items are gendered, but the avatars themselves are ungendered.
that is pretty cool. That I like that too. Okay, now
Yeah.
please go away. I will
Yeah. So
thank you. I'll resume. Yeah,
tell me before I leave, is my audio breaking up or does it sound okay now? Because if it
sounds
sounds
really good.
bad, I can try to go to a. Okay.
No,
All
it
right.
sounds good.
Well,
There was just one dropout. I think that sometimes happens with my
hopefully
internet
our
here.
network plays friendly with us. All right, I'll go back to my dorm and just invite me back here when you're ready.
Okay, so I'll show you guys real quick. So here, Sean left the game. Interesting, they call it a game, although it's a virtual world. I know this is my pet peeve. I'm just joking around here. But let's look at this. So when you first come in, you can open the drawer, the hair drawer, and then you have all this hair floating around, and then you can pick a hair. So the hair suggests gender, but the avatars do not. So I can put on the hair, and I look into the mirror, and then the hair has been replaced with this, and you heard the zipper sound, which suggests that I put the hair on. And if I close the drawer, no, sorry, gotta get in here. If I close the drawer, all the hair will disappear. And if I open another drawer, here, for example, what is this? Gloves? What is this? Interesting. And here is shirts. Then the shirts appear around me in sort of a semicircle, and I can pick a shirt and put that on. So let's just. Hey, hello. This is the Dragster, the Draxine. And now I'm going to bring Sean back. And how did this work? I'll click on my watch. I invite Sean. I invited Sean. And I should probably close the drawer. It's interesting. The drawer is still open. And so maybe he can't even come when I have the drawer closed. Now I can go up. Sean was up here. Oh wow, I can. Here's a whiteboard where I can draw on the whiteboard. Oh, here's the eraser.
Hello.
Hello, I'm upstairs with the whiteboard.
Yeah,
Okay,
I found you.
oh, there you are. So now
I
Sean,
came up the ladder.
this is very creepy. You just came up that. Wait, I invited you. Wait a minute. There's
Yeah,
privacy.
you
I made that
did you
choice. Yes.
Yeah, do you invite me on purpose?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, just making sure.
Now, Sean, please describe a little bit Rec Room. What is the special thing about Rec Room? How long have you been around? And I saw your latest tweets were was where you were talking about, people are talking about the metaverse and the creation of worlds. And I remember a friend of mine from Austria, who is a film director, is working a lot with VR, and he said, Rec Room is really cool. And I said, well, I've never been in there. I said, yeah, Rec Room is really, really the best, And I go in there and I chill out and I play a little bit of racquetball. And I always assumed that Rec Room was, in fact, just sort of a string together interactive games with some good physics, but that was it. So
Hmm.
explain where it started. Give us sort of the overview. Where did it start? Where is it now?
Yeah, sure. So I joined about 2 years ago, and I think a lot of people have that perception of Rec Room as kind of like we started as more of a like Wii Sports in VR. So like there's a bunch of little mini games. You can go play it with friends. You can friend people and hang out in rooms. But over time, we added more and more creative features. So we have something called the Maker Pen, which I think you can actually pull out. I don't know if I can pull mine out in your dorm room, but
Oh, okay.
um, yeah, so if you look at your watch and then go to the backpack, you should
Hmm.
see a something that looks like a glue gun called the Maker Pen, and then if you hit use on that, it
Hmm.
should pop out in front of you, and then you can grab it, and then it's essentially like a glue gun, so you can start like extruding shapes out and drawing things,
Oh my
and
God.
using just that gun, we've had people create like entire worlds, and I can show you some of those. We call them rooms in Rec Room, of course. So we
Yeah.
have creators that have created hundreds of rooms, and you can link them together with doors, and people have made Lord of the Rings stuff, Star Wars stuff, their own original stuff. So I can definitely take you on a tour of some of those at some point. But yeah, Rec Room has become much more of a kind of virtual social club now, focused around like players making their own rooms, making their own games and spaces, and we see a lot of people creating like um, there's a lot of people that create like dance clubs. I know coming from Second Life, you've probably seen a lot of that.
There is
There's a
more
lot
to
of
Second Life than Dance Club, Sean. Don't get me started.
but
No,
there's a lot of dance clubs.
well, statistically speaking, I'm not sure. I don't have evidence. No, I know what you're saying. Getting together is the key to social VR, and hanging out together around whatever the activity is, and dancing is
Yeah,
an activity that is very popular. I think that this needs to be, in fact, highlighted by every social VR space if they want to, if they want to stick around. I mean, we already see a little bit of a shakeout, a little bit, some
yeah,
spaces. But real quick, for the folks who are listening to this only on the podcast, this glue gun is great. So I'm actually painting here in mid-air, painting sort of random stripes. They only have one color. I assume that I could
oh
maybe
no, there,
change the
yeah,
color.
if you look at the gun, like look at the top of it, a menu will pop out. So like
Ah,
tilt the top of it towards you, and then you get the whole holographic menu of options. So you can do like spheres and squares and cones, and it gets really advanced if you want to pop out like the palette menu, and then you get a bunch more options.
oh my God, this is
Yeah, so
amazing.
it's pretty insane what people have built with just the Maker Pen.
So this is
Um,
something that in Second Life people actually do build also spaces with so-called prims before they go
yeah,
dancing in
yeah,
them. But this is
sure.
sort of the this is sort of the next gen version of a prim gun, if you will. Loki Elliot, if
Yeah,
you're
you
watching
can.
this, my friend, if you're watching this on YouTube, I don't know because I have the goggles on. I think you'll like this. Yeah.
Yeah, so the people that are listening to just the audio can kind of imagine it like tilt brush, except
Yeah.
for the shapes are more like volumetric. So you're using the tubes thing right now, so people can use that to, extrude a bunch of like people use that to spell their name or whatever. You can use the squares object and extrude out different color or different colored and shaped squares. And then as you combine all of those things and you start adding like circuits into it, so for people that want to get into some like visual programming and adding functionality to all the shapes. Like you can start the shapes spinning. The shapes can be like, smart and aware of who's in the room and react to certain ways. So people have built whole like immersive narrative experiences.
Oh my God.
Escape rooms are really popular. You can like
Right.
select one shape, and when it touches another shape, like the circuits will trigger some action where like a giant door opens. So there's a bunch of like animation and particle effects and pretty much everything you could want to build a basic, you
Well,
know,
and as we're
virtual
talking about,
experience.
I'm actually bringing out here pyramids, cylinders, spheres, just like prims. I'm just, and you see what I'm doing, right? If you're standing next to me,
Yeah,
do you see it? Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I see all the stuff you made.
Fantastic. This looks exactly the art that I made in high school.
Yeah, so a lot of
Um,
people will do really crazy stuff in their dorm rooms and decorate them. People have entire like, 50s themed dorm rooms, and they replace all the walls with like it looks like a 50s diner. There's just like some really crazy creative stuff people have done with their dorms.
I will stick with abstract expressionism for now. A little bit of
Fair
Jackson
enough.
Pollock here. I'm actually not making fun
Yeah,
of abstract expressionism. This is on my different show, Dragster Talks Art. I
yeah.
don't subscribe to this whole thing like, oh yeah, my 4-year-old can paint like Jackson Pollock. That is fundamental misunderstanding what art is. But anyways, I digress.
Yeah,
So Sean, this has evolved to this place where a lot of people make their own worlds. But
yeah,
let's start with something of a game or your maybe most popular game, maybe racquetball or something, and then we'll progress and look at some rooms. But wait a
okay.
minute, one question before we go, the avatar piece, because I'm partial to Sansa, as people know, and the avatars in Sansa are absolutely magnificent. You guys opted for this little minimalist approach.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, so we brought on an art director really early on. He's very good. His name is Ryan, and he kind of chose the overall aesthetic. And I think at the time, our belief was you mostly only want to show things that are being tracked by the headset. So you got the head and the hands, and you can kind of infer like a body model based on where the head is.
Hmm.
But besides that, we thought it was too early at the time to do like a full like arms and IK stuff. We did a few experiments, and we kind of didn't like how it looked, and now it's just kind of become our style, like
Right.
the head and hands and the body.
I
So
mean,
we've just kind of stuck with it.
that is really interesting. So it was sort of a necessity in the beginning where you wanted the performance needed to be a certain way. You needed to get the frame rates for the headsets, and now it actually
Yeah,
has become sort of a really coherent aesthetic that is part of the brand. And you can still
yeah,
customize.
we
I mean,
yeah, yeah.
right.
There's a crazy amount of customization you can do. Let me see if I have any like. So we have a whole saved outfit section. Oh, we were doing we were doing a video shoot where I was dressed up like the dude, so I can show you this.
Oh
You
my
see
God.
my outfit change? So now I'm the dude from the Big Lebowski, right? So you got some pretty good variety.
Yeah, we could replay the scene. I'm gonna knock you out and steal your rug. Wait a minute. Actually, piss on your rug. I'm sorry. Oh, can I say this on
Yeah,
YouTube? Piss. But
yeah,
how
that's
do I get
fine.
rid of the glue gun and go back to
Oh,
my
if you wanna, what headset are you on?
Oculus
Okay, so
Rift?
it'll be either the B or Y button to drop it.
Ah,
Like
here we go.
yeah, there
I
you go.
got it. So now I can go back to uh here. Then we have a store, and then I can buy. Here I can buy clothing as well here. And what is that
Yeah,
currency? What is this currency here? The cowboy hat, for example, costs
yeah.
6,000.
Yeah,
Those
we
are
call it rec
tokens.
tokens. So it's just like as you play games, like if we go play a few games of like bowling or paintball, at the end of each game, you have a chance to get a like gift drop. So a little gift will come in front of you. You'll pull the tab on it, and then a certain number of tokens will come out.
Hmm.
So you get tokens naturally just for like playing and doing stuff. There's like a weekly challenge and a daily challenge in your watch you can do. Those give you tokens. The more rooms you build and inventions that you put in the store, and like how well the rooms and inventions do, we do a like token reward for our best creators. So we'll send out like thousands of tokens a week for them. So there's a bunch of ways you can get tokens, and you can also buy them if you want. If you're like, I don't want to wait, I don't want to play a bunch of games first. I just want to straight up buy the tokens. You can do that too.
Right.
Yeah. So we've got. I think you can only buy them on PC and the Quest at the moment. We're trying to get approval from Sony to do the PlayStation 4 tokens.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's the basic like token economy.
Mm-hmm. Oops, what happened? Hold on. I pulled up the Oculus and then it detected this happened before. The auto detect. Ah,
Are you looking at the Oculus Home menu?
no, it's black. It happened before. Ah, here we go. Yeah. Sometimes when it detects, I take it off, it goes into desktop, and then
Oh, okay.
it goes black. It's fine. Okay, let's look at some games.
Okay. First thing we should do is party up. So like, ooh, I just grabbed your thing.
Oh, wow.
Make
You
a
can wait.
make a
This is all one thing.
yeah
Yeah, because oh, wow. Now, okay, this contraption that I just made with the glue gun is hovering in
yeah.
midair and I can grab it. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
you can turn it into a physics object if you want. Like if you brought the gun back up and you can turn it into like an environment object, a physics object. You could actually scale it all the way up and then we could like jump around it like an obstacle course. So like
Hmm.
you can do some pretty crazy stuff with the maker pen.
Wow.
But I was gonna say if you make a fist, oops, if you make a fist like this and then
Yeah.
we do a fist bump. Oh, I think
Oh, what
did it
happened?
like force you outside? I think it
Yeah.
forced you out of the wall.
Oh my God, I fell
Uh,
out. I fell outside. Yeah, and I'm back in.
okay, I'll come down there.
That was interesting.
Um,
Yeah,
so yeah,
fist.
make a fist, then we do a fist bump, and that's how we party up. So now we're in a party. So now
Ah,
whenever I go anywhere, it'll invite you where I go, or if you go anywhere. So would you rather do bowling or paddle ball, like a racquetball type thing, or a bowling
paddleball. I
thing?
checked that out yesterday. That looks really cool. Let's do paddleball.
Okay,
Ah, so
cool.
so
Let me
because of
find.
the party, then you don't have to worry about basically teleporting me after the fact. I automatically just go wherever you suggest. Does that also
No,
go?
it buzzes your watch and it says like, "Hey, your party went to paddleball. Do you want to go with them?" And you can either say no or yes. So
Right.
it doesn't force you to come with me. It just prompts you to like accept or not.
Okay. Before we
Um,
go, one more thing. I took a journalism course over the weekend, and they suggested to, you know,
yeah.
be sort of, become the subject matter's friend and then toss in some provocative questions sort of without any warning. So I'm going to toss another one in.
Yeah,
What do you think of all
sure.
these other competitive virtual worlds that feel that artificial scarcity of land will make them super successful? We discussed this on a
Hmm.
previous podcast. I'm not going to name any names. There's a few startups out there who say, this is the continent and you can buy something here or lease something, and we're not going to expand it. And
Yeah.
then you have sort of guarantee that there's no inflation. That's one of the issues
Yeah.
in Second Life. The issue of one of the issues of Second Life is that when people go in and they don't find anybody because, of course, the amount of land is disproportional to the amount of people online. So this is always an issue matching people who want to hang out
Yeah.
with
Like
others.
discoverability.
Discoverability. What are your thoughts? Because here, I mean, if I can create my own place, um,
Hmm.
is that an issue?
Yeah. So the way we tackle that is in the play menu, you have like a hot list. So it'll surface the most popular community rooms at the top. Um, and the hot list is like a function of how many people go in there, how long do people stay, like do they
Ah,
cheer the room, which is like a signal that you enjoyed it. It's kind of like an upvote. So there's a bunch of things that go into this like hot signal. So if you and then we have a bunch of filters on the right. I don't know if you see
right.
those, but as
I
you
see
as you push in
community
filters,
featured. Hmm.
yeah. So if your time travel 2019 is a creators contest we have going on right now. So yeah, if you're like, oh, I want to do a puzzle room or a player versus player room, or I just want to chill and hang out, you can push in one of those filters, and it'll show you like the hottest or most popular rooms recently based on those
Which
filters.
does not mean that there are people on there right now, but also yesterday when I checked it out, what was interesting, I was at at the paddleball game, and the system was
Yeah.
still, I guess I was still in tutorial mode. There's a little tutorial in the beginning, and the
Mm-hmm.
voice told
Yeah,
me
yeah.
if I wanted to be matched to a player, and they were looking for someone, and then someone actually showed up. So it looks like if I go to a game that requires somebody else, the system or I can ask the system to find someone for me, right?
Yeah, so as more people join a room, it'll definitely surface higher in the hot list. And then if you want rooms that only have people in them, sorted by the most people, you can go into the live tab, and that one will show you what rooms have the most people.
Hmm.
But normally the hot rooms also have people in them. There might be a few cases where a room is really hot, but everyone like just left, or you get put into a new instance because every other room is full. But in general, the hot list will have people in them. And then if you want a guarantee that there's a lot of people, you can sort it by the live tab.
Right.
Um,
But I meant
yeah.
but does this the how does it work with the matching? Like if I go to a place,
hmm
paddleball, and there's nobody there, can I then ask the system to locate someone who is also looking, and then the system suggests to that other person, hey, there's a guy in paddleball. Is that how it works?
So the matchmaking system actually works by, um, like, as someone clicks that they want to go to paddleball, they'll be matched in with you because like your room has some space.
Ah, I see.
And
Okay.
then as a room fills up, it'll start matching people into new rooms. So it doesn't explicitly like prompt people to join you. It's more like as people want to go to paddleball, we'll match them together based on a bunch of criteria
Right.
like ping.
Ah.
So are you guys in the same region? We have some age-based matchmaking algorithms going on, so we try to sort people roughly together by age. We'll sort you more with your friends. So like if you go into a room where if you have a friends list of 200 people and two people are in a certain instance, we always try to put you into the instance with your friends. We try to sort you into rooms that don't have people that you've ever blocked. So if you've ever blocked or muted someone, we say, well, they obviously don't want to see that person again. Let's put them in not that instance.
See,
So there's
but
a bunch of criteria.
I'm sorry, Sean. I apologize for my weak attempt at throwing in some humor into this conversation. But as a celebrity director of a award-winning Second Life documentary, I like being discovering people who are not necessarily of my age group or my socioeconomic class, even my friends. That discoverability, that is actually very appealing to me in virtual worlds. I'm not
hmm
saying that this would prevent it. I mean, this makes sense, but is where if I were to just if I wanted to meet people and explore a diverse community that is exactly not people who I already know, or narrowing down to people of my interest, because that's a
Yeah.
legitimate point that I may that Jessica, last name escapes me now, who was on my show, made, that she feels that will be the way to prevent harassment in virtual worlds, and I disagree with that. I mean, it may prevent that, but it also narrows the discovering or going outside of your silo, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I don't think we see a lot of people complaining that they don't see a diversity of people in their experience. We mostly see people complaining about the opposite, where it's like, I'm a VR player, I only want to play with other VR people,
Yeah, yeah.
um, but I'm seeing screen people and like I'm pissed off. So we try to sort, we
This is a
try to sort
two-class
more by
society. Screen people out.
yeah, I don't really understand that sentiment because for me it's more about like do you get along with the person
Yeah,
that's, playing the avatar or not? But yeah, it's not a super like you'll still run into plenty of people like especially in the rec center where there's you go in and it's just a bunch of people and there's just no way that we're going to find a bunch of people like you anyway. So I think you're still going to get a lot of
yeah.
what you're looking for.
Well, with me, that's
Um
certainly true. I hope so. I hope that I'm so
yeah.
unique that nobody. Anyways, let's go to the paddle. Let's go to paddle. Wait, you can play this with desktop as well?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. You
wow.
can play on we see a lot of people playing on screens on PlayStation 4
Hmm.
and on their PCs. So, yeah, either through Steam, you can launch without a headset. And we have a bunch of people that play with their friends who are in VR, but they're on desktop, and then eventually they like go and buy a headset because they're like, "Oh, I really love Rec Room. I made so many friends. Now I'm gonna like go into the full experience in VR. But it's yeah, the screens experience has been really good for just like growing the
That
community and
is
giving you more access points. Like especially we've had a bunch of people on PlayStation VR and they're like, my headset broke, I
right.
can't play, and then we're like, just play in screen mode, and they're like, oh my God, this is great. I can like go to this event my friend is holding on Friday, even though my headset's broken.
That is awesome. I mean, as you know, this has been throwing off a few other platform providers with sort of I wouldn't say lack of headsets yet, but certainly they expected a lot more sales, and then they banked on
Yeah,
that and made their platform very VR centric, and that kind of caught them off guard a little bit. That's pretty cool. But you need a game
yeah.
controller, or can you play just with sort of keyboard controls or
Yeah,
controls
you can
both
play
better?
keyboard and mouse. I think if you've got a paired controller like gamepad to your PC, that'll work. On the PlayStation, you're using like the DualShock 4 controller.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, we see a lot of
Nice.
people playing like that. And to go back to your first point, like with virtual land stuff, um, yeah, I've seen a few VR projects that try to focus on that. Like, I think a lot of them use it as like a funding method. They're like, hey, we're gonna
Yeah.
pre-sell all of this land, and then I don't know if I've seen a lot of them like launch or execute yet, so I'd probably reserve judgment. But I think it's like an interesting model, right? Because people definitely do find something appealing about that scarcity. I-
Yes, I mean, yes and no. I mean, sometimes this stuff also looks a little bit like some weird investment Ponzi scheme, where I
yeah,
have no guarantee that, down the line they go, oh, wait a minute, we just opened a second continent, although we guaranteed to you that, the value of whatever land you buy is going to increase in price, blah, blah, blah. So that kind of thing.
yeah,
But I'm torn because in general, it to have one continent. I mean, that's how Second Life started. It forces people to get forced, in quotation marks, because it's a good thing. It creates this community because of the density, and then people make neighbors and people become friends, and it creates this community. And so in theory, it's not a bad model, but we'll see. Exactly like you said. I mean, we'll see how this shakes out. A lot of these
yeah.
startups are still sort of in launch mode. We don't know yeah.
Yeah, I think the way we've ended up doing it is much more like space is totally free. Like you can have as many rooms as you want. And then we've seen people form like communities and neighborhoods by linking their rooms together. So
Yeah.
like I could build my own giant like castle room called Sean's Castle. And then out of the maker pin, I can spawn a door. So it looks just like that door. And then as you like grab the door or teleport through it, it might take us to your room, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
your room might link to a bunch of other rooms. And through doing that, people form these kind of like clubs or neighborhoods.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like a self assembling kind of like map if you could look at every room.
But you're still just
So,
inside. I mean, I'm doing, I mean, full disclosure, people know this, but I'm a contractor for Linden Lab and I'm doing destination guide videos, 2 per week.
yeah,
And what's fascinating about this going back, not going back to Second Life, but being parallel in Second Life and these other worlds, what is fascinating is that there is an outside as well. And if you go on Second Life mainland, you can take an airplane, you can fly over these continents, or you can sort of take a sailboat, and that is something that to me personally is super fascinating. I mean, I really feel like an explorer. I'm hopping in that sailboat, and I'm just
yeah,
whatever. Then here I go on land and just walk down the street or take my bicycle down the road, and there's the weirdest
right.
things are there, and but this would be
Yeah.
potentially possible here too, right? If I were to
Oh yeah,
get my
yeah. There's a
friends
lot
together.
of there's a lot of spaces that are like giant outdoor spaces. Like
Mm-hmm.
the size. When I say room, don't think something like this. Like a room is just our unit for saying like world. So you can
Mm-hmm.
have a room that's just a giant desert or like open space with boats that sail around. We think of each of those units as like a room, but there's certainly a lot of options for that sort of thing. I think if you're looking for a like continuous open world type experience, we're not quite there yet. which I definitely really enjoy too, because I played a lot of like MMOs growing up. So the idea of like an EverQuest or WoW, kind of like hopping into a
Yeah.
blimp or like on a boat and like sailing somewhere for 20 minutes is like really
Yep.
cool because you're like, oh, I took it from this continent to the other, and it feels like one giant world.
Yep.
Um, the way we achieve that for now is just like the doors in between spaces and allowing players to create just like super large spaces. But there's definitely no like our system isn't able to handle like a continuous, you know, open world thing yet. You still have to go between the rooms.
Why is my okay? Let's do paddleball. Actually, is this the time on my clock? This is the local time, right? My
It should
watch?
be, yeah. It
Oh,
should
wow, it
it should
is.
sync. It should sync to your machine,
Oh
yeah.
my God. If my Sansar friends are watching this, especially Loki Elliot, if you're watching this, I know you're getting like, when are we gonna get a watch in Sansar? He's been putting that feature request out there for like a million years. This is hilarious. This
Yeah.
is awesome.
Okay, you
Uh,
want to go to paddleball?
let's do paddleball. Oops, I evicted. What? Oh my God. Sorry, Sean. I accidentally evicted you. I evicted Sean. I think I pressed the wrong button. But I guess Sean will invite me shortly to paddleball. And while we're waiting for our invite, oops, I think I saw my. Here we go. Sean, did I get my invite yet? I mean, even for a noob like me, this is fairly straightforward, I have to say. I was looking here at my display. Here we go. New notification. So my watch is buzzing. Sean sent me an invite. Do you want to join me? Yes, go now. So I'm going now. This room was last saved for the leave dorm room without saving. Now this is interesting. I'm getting this prompt because I have my artistic contraption up there floating. So I'm going to save the room. And now I'm going to paddleball. This is quite interesting. It asked me to save the room. Sorry, I accidentally evicted you
Hey.
earlier.
Ready to start.
Yeah, that's okay.
So I'm gonna just turn the music down a little bit so we have the recording and the sounds down as well. So we have the voices up. This menu floating menu is wonderfully self-explanatory. Oops, I'm pressing the wrong button. So here's paddleball. And now we're
Yeah.
only it's only you and me. So there
Yeah.
is
I created a private instance for us.
now would we be able to go to a public instance where people
Sure.
could drop in and they could then see or they could see it on the display that there are already people in there and right? So this would be
Yeah.
listed
Yeah,
in
we could
the
go to
experiences. No,
yeah,
no,
we could go to like a public community room after this.
yeah. Okay, let's play a little bit of paddleball. I'm always looking at the watch coming from terrestrial
Press the start
radio.
button
I'm
on the
just
scoreboard to
conditioned
play.
that way.
Okay.
Ah,
So click start on the point at the scoreboard there and click the start button. There you go.
game
All
starts
right.
in 10 seconds.
It's gonna yeah.
Ooh,
So it'll teleport us in there.
ah,
On.
game on. Okay, I need to go away a little bit from my desk.
There we go.
Oh boy. I don't want to hit
Oh,
my
I've got the
screen.
ball.
Do you have a
All
VR
right, you got
fail
him.
list? Or did you watch any of the VR fail videos on YouTube?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of those. All right, you ready? You got space?
Yeah, yep.
All right. So it'll kind of bounce off the walls.
Wow.
Goal.
Oh.
So yeah, you score a goal by getting it behind the person into like that red zone.
Oh, this
And
is
it's like
fun.
zero gravity.
Yeah, yeah.
Ooh. Oh no.
Oh! I
Nice
scored.
shot.
So we're paddling. We have the rackets and we're hitting the ball. The ball goes wonderfully slow with yeah, zero
Oh,
gravity
it'll go
or
fast if you wanna.
no,
If
no.
you like hit it harder.
Oh no. Please. I'm
Oh,
not
it's
very
your
athletic.
serve, so it spawns just to the side of you.
So the ball spawns right here besides me. I'm hitting the ball and the ball floats almost, and it bounces off the various surfaces. and the physics are wonderful. And so if I hit it really hard, then it goes faster. Yeah.
Goal.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, you should see some people hit it really hard and they bounce it a lot too.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Goal.
Yeah. So if
All
you
right,
were
your
really
turn.
good at this game, not like me, you would completely uh control the bouncing of the
Goal.
surfaces. And where's the score? Ah, here's the score. So it's 4 for Sean
Yeah.
and 2 for me.
Goal.
Oh, I scored a
Nice.
goal. And then first to 5 goals. Okay. So it's 4-3 right now.
I'm gonna try to do a real bouncy one.
Oh!
Goal.
Okay, so Sean basically bounced it on the ground.
Good game.
And that totally tricked me. Although, of course, in my day, I was a very good table tennis player. At least
Oh, see, yeah, now we get a like activity complete box. So if you pull that tab,
Mm-hmm.
if you pull the tab on your box, I think
Oh, I
it's
have
like
a
to your back
right. I
left.
have a
Yeah,
box next to me. I'm pulling. I'm pulling it open. The box opens, and I get 50
Ready to start.
tokens.
nice,
Wow! And now I have
sweet.
50 tokens that I can spend on new hair or glasses or whatever. And
Looks like you might have completed like yeah, first activity of the day. You get another box.
I get another box. Oh my God!
Yeah, you get a lot of boxes when you start playing because you've got like an orientation checklist. Oh,
Wait,
you
wait,
got some
wait!
root beers.
I got root beer,
Nice.
Sarsapilla
Yeah.
root beer. All of the flavor, none of the ingredients, 0 calorie. Now that's my kind of root beer. Oh my God! Wow.
Yeah. So if you
You know, this
wow,
is so
you
funny,
just
Sean, because I'm very much against gamification because I'm not a gamer. I'm sort of the explorer. I don't know. There's some sociologist once did a long piece dividing four different people, four different personalities in Second Life, and I think I'm the augmentationalist or whatever. Doesn't matter.
Press the
But
start button
yeah.
on the
I'm
scoreboard to
on the
play.
record with every interview say like, yeah, this gamification, this doesn't work. This doesn't bring people in, and now I'm like. Oh my God, I got 1,000 tokens and some root beer. I'm gonna stick around. Uh, uh, so, okay, now let's go to some worlds. Let's go to
Okay.
something.
Yeah, I can show you like what people can build with the maker pen. Essentially, I'll
Yeah.
look at my favorites list. So as you go through rooms, there's like a button you can hit to favorite them, and then they'll go into your favorites list.
Real
Let's see.
quick.
Are
If I
you?
go, can
Yeah,
I create more rooms if I have, here, okay. If I go to the create tab on my
yeah,
menu here, I see a bunch of base rooms. Now, if I hit
yeah,
this base room, does this create based on this template that I see here, right? And
yeah,
that's gonna be mine,
Press the
yeah,
start button on the
like a
scoreboard to play.
like a
yeah.
Western
That'll
room
take
here,
you.
a talk show
Yeah, that'll take
template.
you to that room, and then you can like pull out your maker pen and start adding to it, like changing things around. Like it's a kind of like an open template. So once you create it, it all becomes yours, and then you can remix it, move things around, add to it, and you don't even have to like necessarily build any of your own stuff. You don't have to
Hmm.
be good with the maker pen. You can like go into the invention store in the maker pen, and then you can start spawning pre-made objects that people have made. And it's all free right now. We haven't allowed people to start charging tokens for their inventions yet, but we probably will eventually. So you can say like, oh, I want an elephant in this room, and you search
Right?
elephant in the invention store, and it's like, oh, look, there's 20 elephant models that people have made. Pick your favorite one, place it. People have packaged up entire like game systems. So if you're like, oh, I want to play,
Wow.
paintball in there, or like I want a health system, you can go into the circuits and then drag a health system in, and you don't have to
Press
know
the
how to do
start
any
button on the
programming
scoreboard to
at all.
play.
It's just kind of like done for you through the
Okay.
inventions.
I have a suggestion. Can we a follow-up question? Can we, as a Second Life, I need to ask this. Can we both res, which is a term that we still use
Yeah,
in SL, can we do it at the same time? Like, if I invite you to my room, could you put
yeah.
stuff into my room?
Yeah, definitely. You have to give me the permission to first. So like in the room settings, there's like a who do you want to let edit this room? But we've had rooms where like 20 people are all building at the same time.
Whoa.
So we we definitely see a lot of people building together. That's one of the, like the key things with Rec Room is it's very social building. So in a bunch of other uh, in a few other virtual worlds, it's kind of like you're locked into one player per room, or you have to go outside to like an external editor, and you can't really be hanging with friends while you're building. But in Rec Room, we want the building to be very like fun and social. So we see a lot of people form these kind of like build teams or like dev teams, and then
Right.
they go out and build rooms together, and like they'll
Yeah.
hang out all weekend just like building a new room, and then on Monday they launch it, and they have thousands of people come in. I think the most people we've seen in some of our room launches are like around 500,000 people will come into some of the rooms. So
Jesus.
it's getting to a pretty good scale now.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. And so what happens if what's the highest I mean, how many people can be in one room without crashing the thing?
Yeah. I think the highest we let player rooms go for concurrence is 40
Mm-hmm.
because, everyone could be messing with a physics object and everyone could be taking a photo, which like renders the scene again. So I think just to be safe, we keep it at 40 for now, but we'd like to get that up to like, 100 at some point as we
Mm-hmm.
start making more performance improvements.
But you just said player room, so this does not apply to some of the more sort of optimized games that they could maybe have more people because uh is 40 sort of the
Yeah,
general rule? I
I
mean
think
that's
40 is the max we try to do. We can override it on our end. Like we've done events with more than 40. Like we've bumped a room up to 100 people manually on the server.
hmm
But I think none of our rooms go above 40 either.
hmm
Like the against gravity rooms.
No, let me this will appeal to oops. This will appeal to Second Lifers because that's exactly what we do in Second Life. We build at the same time. I actually did a bunch of shows in a pilot. It never aired, and I hope they come back to it. But we did a project for Adult Swim where we had two producers just yell out random stuff, and there were 10 Second Life
Mm-hmm.
people, and we were just rezzing stuff and building stuff in real time as they were throwing it out. It was hilarious. I mean,
That's
okay, so
awesome.
I'm gonna create Cyber Junk City, and I'll bring you in right away, and then
Okay. Are
and
we
then
still
we'll
partied up? I think we are. I'm not sure if you evicting
ah
me from your room. So let's try to party up
okay
again. Okay.
okay
So
so
you'll see our names change, or our watch color changes to show what party we're in, and our names change to that color.
oh
Um,
I see
so my watch looks blue to me. I don't know if yours looks blue to you.
turquoise kind of.
Okay, yeah. And then our names change that color too. So you can like quickly tell where
Oh,
your party is in a room if the room gets really populated.
can I go into third person because I never see myself? I can only look in the mirror, I guess.
No, but you can look in the mirror or in your profile screen, like in the upper left when you're on the home screen, there's the profile menu. You can see a little version of your avatar on your profile screen showing you what you look like.
Ooh,
You see that?
hello. Yeah,
Yeah.
here's Drexter, and he has 1,120 tokens. All right, time is of the essence. Where was I? Here we go. I'm gonna click create. I'm going to go to the Cyber Junk City template, and I'm gonna give it a name. I'm gonna call it Drax. Oops. Oh, the keyboard is too close to my face here.
Hmm.
Hmm. It's hard to press the button, so I'm just gonna call it CB. This will create
Okay.
a new private copy of Cyberjunk City with USD. Okay, sorry. This was now the keyboard is a little bit lower. Perfect. So I'm gonna
Yeah,
call
I think
it.
it tries to adjust to where your head is. So if you move your head around, it might shift around for you.
There we go. I'm gonna call it, of course, Drexity, and we're gonna create it. I created. Do you want to
Cool.
invite your party to go with you? Yes. Wow. And boom, we are in Draxity.
You've created a custom room.
I created a
The
custom
room
room.
is invite only until you decide to publish it.
Nice.
So now
You
we
want
are
to publish
in
this room by pressing this
a
room
mashup
on your
of
watch.
some Star Trek original series type looking aesthetics here on the
Yeah.
side. Some the icons here
Consoles,
with the
mainframes.
consoles, yeah, with primary colors and shapes that are reminiscent of the bridge. and also some console games here, like an arcade, a little room. This is pretty big, and we can walk over here. And here we're outside in the city, and it's of course raining. Who
Yeah, this
knew?
is our like cyberpunk style map.
Who knew that? I'm sure that Ridley Scott did not think when he was making Blade Runner that his visual aesthetic will be the template for decades to come. Wow, this is cool. And of
Yeah,
course, blocky aesthetic, very cool. Cyberpunk City, different levels. We're walking down the levels here, and there are big sort of shipping crates. There's graffiti all over the place. I'm gonna turn the sounds down just a little bit so we hear our voices. Bring down the in-game sounds. The ambience down a little bit. Very cool ambience. And so now, Sean, you were saying we can actually now create things from
yeah,
where? Where do we get those items?
yeah. So we'll need to get our maker pins out. So if you go to your backpack, and then actually if you favorite the maker pin,
Hmm.
you see that button that says favorite in the backpack under the
Yeah.
maker pin. And then you can just grab it off your back, like reach your hand over your shoulder and pull it off your
Wait,
back.
first I just
Oh
discovered
wait,
the
I
camera.
can't do it because yeah. So yeah, that camera will let you take photos, and then you can share them out to your RecNet page, which is kind of like the profile you get. So if you hit the like take a photo button at the bottom, yeah.
And I can share it, and it shows up on my profile page. Here I okay.
Share goes to your RecNet page. Um, so if
Okay.
that's what you pulled out over your shoulder, you must have favorited the share camera. Um,
No, no,
so
no.
yeah,
I
go
I
back to your.
favorited the gun. So you were saying,
Okay,
okay, so now the gun shows up.
you should be able to pull it off over your. There you go. Yeah.
There it is. Oh, okay. I reached over my shoulder, and here's the gun. Now I'm looking at the gun, and I have edit, create, select. Where can I find pre-made inventions?
Oh, I think those might be in the palette menu. So on the upper left of that screen, it should say like open palette.
Hmm.
Yeah, and then do you see like an inventions tab anywhere
Yes.
on that screen? Yeah, so if you click the inventions tab, it should show you a bunch of like player inventions that you can essentially download and then spawn.
Okay, so I didn't have anything in my inventory, so I clicked on get some, and now I have a whole bunch of here. I have a neon clock. Now let's get this neon clock, confirm download the neon clock. And I got inventions, and they are in my palette, so I'm going to go back to my.
I think it dropped onto the. Oh, I guess you just get it off your back again. I think you just pull the trigger to spawn an invention. Let me ask someone in the office. Hey, Marisa, when after someone downloads an invention, do they just pull the trigger to spawn it, or like how do you spawn the invention? Yeah.
Oops. So I'm dragging
Okay.
out. Ah.
So it's like so he went to the invention store and he did like get he got the invention, and then right in that menu you just like squeeze the trigger and the invention pops out of the maker pen. You press create while you've got after you've got the invention. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Cool. So if you want to spawn an invention you downloaded,
Yeah.
you like select it and then you look at your maker pen and there's a create button, and then that should let you spawn the invention out of the maker pen.
Okay, so I have it in my inventory because I downloaded it.
Yeah, and then go to create. There should be a create button on the home screen of the pen.
I'm pressing create.
I
And
think it popped up.
okay. Sorry, I have multiple screens open. That was my bad. So I'm dragging, I'm getting my glue gun. I'm pressing create. Ah, yeah, okay. Spawn a new object. Hold on. Create. And here I have inventions. Now I'm going to click on inventions. And here is a TV remote. And here's the TV
There you go.
remote that I just bought. Amazing. And now I just need a
Yeah.
sofa and shove it underneath there. Then people go,
I'm
"Where's the TV remote?" Well, it's under the sofa. Amazing. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna buy me. Let's see if I find a sofa. So could I search for it?
I'm sure there's a couch on there for sure. Yeah, if you go back to inventions and there should be a search button
Yeah,
somewhere in there.
I got it. Oops.
Yeah, and then put in, I'd say couch will probably return more than sofa, just knowing how people will label it.
Oh, you will be surprised. There's a modern sofa that looks like it was made in Second
Really?
Life. Oh
Wow.
yeah. This is the standard Second Life sofa. I'm gonna buy it. And I'm going to now, oops, I'm going to grab my gun again. I'm going to hit the create button, which will, oops, it didn't open the window. Let's do this again.
It might try squeezing the trigger after you hit create. It might just already know. Oh no, it's still on the.
Oh, I can create thousands of TV remotes. I need a sofa to hide them. Come on. You know what?
You could make.
Every Second Lifer will tell you that, of course, the cannot spawn from invention. See, you have all these wonderful remotes, but this is one thing that trolls really love to do. Trolls really like to harass people with spawning objects or particle effects,
Yeah,
sometimes with loot objects and things. Um,
right.
that is sort of the trolling 101.
Yeah, that's why we have a lot of restrictions on who can use a maker pen in a certain room. But this is your room, you created it, so obviously you can do whatever you want.
So that is interesting. So this could not happen because I could not go into a public room with my maker gun and just throw
Yeah.
TV remotes at them. All right.
Yeah, not unless the owner of that room said everyone here can use the maker pen, which is like some people do open build rooms like that, but they normally have a lot of like moderators around to kick people that start abusing it.
Okay, so I cannot bring up this window again with my inventions.
Oh, it
Uh,
looks like something opened.
oh, here. Oh, yeah. I changed I think it was already pressed. The create button was already pressed, so I had to unpress it by doing something else. So now let's get the sofa. Okay, the modern sofa says I own it. Yeah.
Okay. So you should be able to go into the create menu and then you should be able to select it just like you did with the remote.
And again, the create menu from the gun.
Yeah, I think so. It looks like it. So move, you see the handles on the side of the pallet? Just grab, oh,
Sorry.
yeah.
See, you're dealing with a
I
real
think I,
noob here. Um,
it's okay. I think I saw that menu open up, but it was like inside the pallet for you. Like it was hidden behind the other one. But when you open the pallet, there are little handles on it, like purple handles,
yeah,
and you can grab those and like move that around wherever you want around you.
I got it.
Um,
Cannot spawn from
I'm gonna.
invention. Not enough ink. Not enough ink, it says, because I already spawned all these. Oh, now
Oh,
they
it looked
disappear.
like
Look.
all.
Ah,
It might have spawned it like the origin point for some of them like is like reading like crazy. Whoa, I'm like crazy
oops. Now
now.
this might be a connection issue, but no, no, no. This is fine. Let me just drop the gun and start over because I did load the sofa into the gun, and I hit the create button again. And here, oops. I think this might be an internet connection thing. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, now I'm loading. Let's just load the. Yeah, the gun says not enough ink. Cannot spawn from invention. Not enough ink. I
Okay.
wonder if there
Okay.
is just like I
So,
just spawned too much.
uh, um, oof, oof, um,
Are you breaking up too?
yeah, yeah,
The
I am,
internet.
yeah, I am.
The internet says it's almost the top of the hour is what the internet says. I think the internet reminds me that in 15, 20 minutes I have to
Some
go to Second Life.
did some with that. Did some with that. Like,
Uh-oh. Maybe we should go to the other room. Quickly, let's go to another room. We ruined this room.
quick, quick.
There's no complete Sean left, okay? Maybe, you know what? I killed this room by spawning a multitude of um TV remotes. I mean, there's no doubt about that. Am I right? No, but the internet connection around this time here, locally in Europe is very bad. It's always around this time, and I suspect that this is the issue. Here we go. I think we normalized it a little bit. So I'm going to actually, oops, sorry, I have to drop my gun. And I'm going to my rooms and I'm going to my dorm room. And I'll bring Sean in here, although we are technically one party. I have a new notification. I'm going to check my watch. There we go. Sean is inviting me. Ah, okay. Here we are. You know, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Ah, great. I think the performance, I mean, around this time locally here in Germany, this is always a bad time. There's always these 20 minutes or so where the connection is really bad. And it's always
Okay.
around this
I
time.
think I think it was something with that room. I think it might have had to do with the couch because I think I saw you spawn the couch for a second and then
Oh yeah?
all the remotes went crazy and I think they dropped through the world and it just started like respawning them over and over again because they dropped through the clipping plane. So I think we just did something messed up in that room. But here, let's party up again.
Let's party. But
And
I'll tell you, I mean, my theory is, of course, that all these remotes, all these remotes that are lost under these couches, they're actually living beings, and they just wanted they actually try to disappear under the couch to go to their own planet that where they live happily ever after. And if they then see the couch is their enemy, and so when the
they're afraid of
couch
the
dro
couch.
exactly, because that will kind of squish them
Okay.
down. The couch for them is the man. It represents the man. Underneath they're trapped, and they don't want to relive that trauma, so they said let's get out of here.
I like that theory a lot more.
Yeah, and my son loved these stories when he was 5. Now he's 15, and he says, "Dad, my friends are coming over. Will you please lock yourself in your room and shut up?" Um, uh, Now the we're actually out of time as well, but I do want to just close with a few questions. And thank you so
Mm-hmm.
much for your time. This is super, super awesome. I'm
Yeah.
really
Thanks for
impressed.
coming.
Yeah, and you guys are doing a fabulous job. Now, my question, sort of the meta question, where are we right now in your estimation with this social VR ecosystem? We see, I mean, I mentioned earlier, we see sort of a shakeout. I mean, that's kind of a wishy-washy term, but we see a struggle mm, in the social VR world, with, the adoption and all that kind of thing. What do you think is the I hate that question, but I'll ask it anyway. What's the killer app? Because it's to me personally, it's obvious, and I think also platform providers may have to make peace with the fact that we live in a very fragmented world, and for example, the success of World of Warcraft or Second Life. is maybe that can't be replicated. Although then my friend Adam Frisbee from Science Space would say, well, look at Fortnite, look at their success. So it is possible to kind of be huge still, although there's
Mm-hmm.
just a more widespread ecosystem. But where do you think we are right now? Is VR dead? What
Mm-hmm.
do platform providers need to keep in, what do they need to focus on when they if they want to survive going forward?
Yeah, I think the way I kind of see it is it feels like we're at the beginning of the second wave. Like the first wave was all the consumer headsets. I think before the first wave, you had like the dev wave, that was like the DK1, DK2, the like Vive dev kits and all that stuff. There was like that's how I spent like the first, 2 years of my VR journey was the like pre-consumer wave. And then they had like the headset launches, and that was the first wave, and we were all excited. And then I think you're seeing like certain ideas winding down and certain companies failing at the end of the first wave. And then I think we're just starting the second wave, which is like the Quest is shipping, the Index is shipping. Like, I think Sony will probably announce some sort of like renewed thing with like the PS5. So I feel like we're just starting the like second wave of the VR cycle right now.
Mhm.
We've seen a lot of people coming in on Quest. We were like a launch title on the Quest. I bought one myself off Amazon. It's just like a super compelling experience to just pop
Right.
the headset on and be like right in an app. It's like so
Yeah.
fast.
That I agree with
And
you 100%. The whole cable
I,
thing is just something that people will not and they should not accept. I mean, it's really cumbersome. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so like I'm going to visit some friends in Georgia this weekend for a week on a vacation, and I'm just gonna like put it in my carry-on my backpack and like play it on the plane and like show my friends rec room when I get there. So I'm like super psyched for that. It feels like a real like evolution of VR. Like it feels like a step forward.
Hmm.
So I think
Hmm.
for us that means like improving our creation tools, like helping creators create experiences that are like the level of stuff we can create in Unity, essentially. I think that's kind of like our path forward. Um, I mean, it seems like a lot of the social spaces that are continuing to thrive are mostly based on like this user generated content kind of
Yes.
strategy, where
Yep.
it's like we can never create like compelling things at the same pace as like all the thousands of people that are interested in this space, right? So
Yeah, but
like
I mean
us and
that's
VR chat and
absolutely, and I think this is to me as a second lifer for life, this is kind of a no-brainer. I mean the continued success, and I use the term success with Second Life because I need to rub this in every week. Transaction volume $800 million of user-to-user transactions in Second Life for virtual goods
yeah,
that sustained for over 16 years. Sustainability is a measure of success in my mind, and why? Because people love to create. Maybe not everybody, but people do love to create, and people love to express themselves that way. Minecraft, as sort of the SL for kids version that I always say, is
yeah,
also proof of that. And I don't understand sometimes some Silicon Valley types that don't see that hunger for expressing oneself uh, more than just you know oh, I have the choice between two different colors of T-shirt, right? I mean it's just has
yeah,
to be more on offer in that regard. Yeah, I think you're
yeah,
absolutely right. Yeah. So
yeah. So that's what we see.
and then lastly here the I see mobile. How
Mm-hmm.
does mobile work? I mean, I think that that's also something that is super important when we talk about social spaces. And I don't need to have the fully rendered experience. I want to check in with my friends. And how do you guys do
Yeah.
that? So that's in beta?
Yeah, so we just announced if anyone wants to sign up to try Rec Room on their iOS device, so we're launching on like iPhones and iPad first, and then we really want to get to Android at some point down the line. But if you've got a like an iPhone, I think it starts at like the iPhone 6 onward, and then like any of the iPads from like the last however many generations should be supported. But if you have one of those and you want to try it, it's rec.net/mobile, rec.net/mobile.
Hmm.
RecNet's kind of our like Facebook hub, where all of your photos go and you can make friends. I think I sent you a friend invite on RecNet before we
Right,
came in here.
right.
Um, but yeah, we're thinking about it as like somewhat of a companion app for people on one hand, and also a way to jump in for people that are like on the go. So as you look at the app, you'll have like friends that are online and like worlds that are like hot right now that have your friends in them and like upcoming events. So it'll be like a really easy way to check in and like message people that are in game too. So like you could send me a message and be like, "Hey Sean, I just hopped in," and then on my iPhone I could check in and be like, "Okay, I'm coming in," and then I could like hit play, and then I could either play on my headset or I could continue playing in screen mode on my phone or iPad. So like I could navigate in like on the device, and it's just like another screen mode device. Like you can already connect on screen mode on PS4 or Steam,
Mhm.
but you're like piloting your avatar with your thumb. So like one thumb is your walking direction and the other thumb is your looking direction, and then you've just got a bunch of like buttons
Ah,
on the screen for emotes
that
and
sounds
like
great.
sharing. And we actually are building out a scheme to or like a control scheme to allow you to use the maker pen on your phone. So if you were in the middle of building something and then you want to finish building it up like while you're on a family road trip or something in your car, you can finish building on your phone with your Wi-Fi or with your data signal connection.
Wow, that is pretty cool. You know what? We're out of time, but if you have 2 more minutes, I do what we did not do, go to a compelling, a bigger experience or
Yeah.
whatever you want to show me. Um,
Okay.
then
I want to
we'll
show
take a selfie
you.
there.
Yeah, I want to
Next
show you. Oh,
one.
I've got the perfect one for this, and it'll also show you an example of what people can build with the maker pen. So
Oh, crap. I was I just wanted to check if I could go to
Welcome
the
to the Rec Centre,
Oh, I'm
a place
sorry.
to hang out with other players between games.
Okay, whatever. Right here.
Hi guys, sorry.
Hey, you got
I'm new
something?
here. Now I'm actually at some somewhat of a welcome area type thing. Gotta get back to Sean. Oh, I'm afraid. Oh, the welcome area. Uh, here we go. Oh wow, Valley of the Dark.
yeah,
Yes.
so this is something that somebody built entirely with the maker pen.
Wow. Oh my
Yeah,
God. This is a
yeah, this is a
this is how should I describe it? We are in sort of a valley at the dock of a lake, but also we see mountains around us, so we're fairly low, and we see a bridge with a train on it in the distance, and houses that are built up on stilts in the water here. They go up alongside the mountain. This almost, and I've referenced Loki Elliott a few times. This looks like the escapades, Loki's Island in Second Life, which I have called my home since 2009-ish, and we have clouds uh, over us. Oh my God,
so
this
this
is
is something
incredible.
that this is something that a younger person built actually. I got a message from his dad on Discord the other day because he was super excited that a photo of this room got used in a Wired article
Hmm.
that someone wrote about us. And he was like, "My son is flipping out. Like he can't believe that his room is like featured in Wired." So I don't know how old his kid was, but this just kind of shows you how simple it is to create some basic stuff.
This is
If you want to
amazing. So
stand like over here
yeah, let's
by
take a
me, I can
selfie.
get a photo of us.
So and I'm
All right, so look.
assuming because some of these the bridges here and the houses are fairly with clear geometry. Uh, I didn't really go into the detail with the creation tool, but I'm assuming that it also has all sorts of alignment possibilities
Oh yeah,
to
yeah.
create
There's a bunch of
create
snap and alignment features too.
and the organic you can see with this overhanging bridge here with this that there is also the possibility to draw organically and create. I mean, that's what I've been saying. People keep saying, Blender is not for me. It's like having to have a math degree in order to be creative. And I say, you know what? There's a huge paradigm shift, anyways. I think the
Yeah.
creation with VR headsets is naturally going to be much more organic in sort of a sculpting sense. Okay,
All right, I got two
cheese.
photos.
Go
All right, you ready?
cheese.
All right,
Okay,
3, 2, 1, go.
cheese.
Nice, got it. I'll send that to you.
This is the first world where I am not with my trademark cyberpunk goggles and my dreadlocks. I need to get some dreadlocks.
Oh yeah, I think we have a dreads hairstyle.
Yeah?
Um,
Okay.
yeah, you might just have to like I don't know if it's something that you have to unlock through playing a certain game or whatever.
But
Um,
I'm rich now.
it
I
might
don't
just
I have
be
like 12,000 tokens or something? Maybe I can buy it. Okay, I'll
yeah.
experiment with that because without dreads, I'm not sure if I can ever come back.
Oh yeah, there is a dreads hairstyle. It has like they're like pulled back because I remember a video where someone had the dreads. I don't think there are dreads that are like down to the shoulders yet. Maybe there are. I don't know.
That's fine.
You'd
And
have to
some
check your
cyberpunk
dorm room.
goggles and maybe some headphones, and then we're
There's
good.
definitely some cyberpunk goggles in there for sure.
Good. And I could also, oh, last question. Can I make the clothing
Yeah.
myself as well? Can I make it with,
Yeah, so we have a costume system. So you have like a dummy that spawns, and then you can kind of draw whatever you want on the dummy, like on the head, like a crown, or you could draw like a jacket or like a watch. Because the dummy just kind of sits there like this, just kind of looks like a bear avatar, and
hmm
then you click like save on the dummy, and then you click wear, and it just like puts it on you
Is that the
essentially.
dummy that is in my dorm room next to the mirror? Or I have to
No,
read
that's
it?
the punching dummy. That's like a physics dummy that you can just kind of
Oh,
like punch around.
all
Yeah,
right. Okay, Sean, I'm
yeah,
gonna I'm gonna say goodbye here. I'm gonna go back to my dorm room and find the dreads. Thank you.
cool,
Thank you
man.
so much for
Yeah,
this
high
tour.
five.
High five, high 10.
Yeah,
And bye, Sean. And thanks for watching this, folks. Really fascinating. It'll be out as a audio only version on the podcast Monday around 10 o'clock. Slightly edited. Maybe I'll just get a
cool.
sample of Sean's voice and then do like some deep fakes where he says, Rec Room is bound to fail for an hour. No. No. Okay, Sean, bye.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
That's it, folks. Monday on the podcast. What did I say? 10 a.m. Okay, stopping the stream.